Yo, what it do? It's your girl Cola over here, the things that people won't say podcast. I'm over here for another episode. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Like, I hope everybody out there in the Cola universe has enjoyed their Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys, out there have enjoyed Thanksgiving. I had a ball with my family, and a few friends. But, I had to pop by to my extended family for a little minute out there. Y'all know what the fuck going on. We over here with another episode. And today gonna be a little interesting and a little juicy because as you can see, for the ones that are seeing it through the live stream, I have reset up my whole setup. That's what's been taking so long. So excuse my fans out there in the Cola universe, all my Colalites, for being a couple little weeks here and there with the hit and misses. I promise you, now that we're in a new studio, it will be a little bit more better as far as the visuals, but also I won't be missing any more weekends. Next weekend, I got a treat for you guys because I'll be in Orlando, Florida doing this live. You'll get to meet a few artists from the Writers Creative Camp. So shout out to Ono and Super, for doing this for me. And shout out to everybody that'll be at the camp. I got a few faces from friends list to people that I'm not met yet that I'm going to be interested in meeting. You guys will be hopefully guest stars on the podcast. With that being said, y'all, I just want to know how busy Black Friday was, you guys. Because now, y'all know, I don't necessarily do the Black Friday. Most of my shopping come online and in the bougie stores, y'all. Cause y'all know I'm high end with it, so a lot of that stuff be with the bougie stores. But I digress because Black Friday is one of those things I just can't get up there early, y'all. After I've been cooking all night on Thanksgiving and it's done been all night and stuff like that. Just getting up early it just don't seem like it, you guys. But if you do are one of those fans of mine and people out there in the universe that actually do get up on Friday, I need y'all to in the comments tell me how did y'all's go? Was it busy? Was traffic hectic? I know up here where I was, I was coming in and out of North Carolina to Atlanta, so we were like a little busy on traffic. My dumb self had done drove to Atlanta, y'all, on Wednesday afternoon, and I came back that Thursday morning so that I could see my dad and a couple of other family members that I have. Y'all know I have a bonus father, so I went down to see my other father, and it was pretty laid back. I went smoked a little bit with them, and had a little interesting time. So I hope you guys out there had the same amount of time at least when it comes to it. Because baby, that interstate for those that were like me, that was actually driving on Thanksgiving Day, yeah, we was through the ringer, baby, because it was hectic, child. Although I will say, shout out to Atlanta, you motherfuckers must have most definitely been in the house because normally I have to take the HOV line. And for those of y'all that has never been to Atlanta or never been through Georgia, we got what we call a HOV lane, which is a lane that you could pay for. Certain parts of it is a passenger carpool lane, but then some of it you can actually pay for. I think it's like 50 cents to $1 per mile, something like that per day, whatever it is. And you could actually pay for it so that you could stay over in that lane and not have to stay in the other traffic lane. Because for some reason, Atlanta just feels like having five freaking lanes just ain't enough. So we still be having wall to wall hectic traffic. And it'd be the most darndest thing I've ever seen. Cause no matter what time of day that you come through that mug, it's always gonna be busy, y'all. Trust me. Trust me. It's always busy. I don't know what's going on with it. But I digress. Still love my city. Y'all know what it is. I'm gonna be a Georgian, how I say it, for forever, because I was born and bred in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and bred in Bankhead. in Fulton County. So, I'ma always be a West Side baby, but I'm also gonna be a Bankhead baby because it's just it is what it is over there. So shout out to my Bankhead family and friends and crew and just everybody over there because every time I come home I make sure that I stop by and I see y'all on a good little level, chair. It's a couple parts of Georgia that anytime I come through the city I always gotta make sure I stop. And Bankhead is one of those. Stockbridge is another shout out to y'all. I like y'all in Clayco County. I stop through there a lot. I got family members that live out that way. Also, to shout out to College Park because I got family members that stay over you, and so I come to y'all way a little bit. Duluth is just my favorite place, and that's just because that's the rural area. If you guys ever come into Atlanta, and you want to come to the nicer sides, Duluth, and what is it, Union City, Villa Rica is a nice city part outskirts of Atlanta, but it just take too long to get to y'all, so I don't see y'all very often. But we gonna move right along because I'm ready to get started with these hot topics, y'all. Because y'all know I'm gonna give it to you straight up when it comes to these hot topics, and I got some juicy ones now. We gonna start first off with the Campbell Soup Company. What y'all got going on? And what y'all do to that damn employee, Mr. Martin Bailey? Cause I'm trying to figure out what y'all did to that man that man wanted to snitch on Campbell's. And you got to do a lot to people for people to want to snitch on you as a company. I'm just saying. And he most definitely snitched. Shout out to Mr. Martin Bailey because, I always want to know what's in my food and I like Campbell's and I eat them a lot. I actually eat them a lot, especially when you got a good cold, you know what I'm saying? And you sick a little bit, Campbell's be coming in handy. So the fact that y'all got issues going on with the Campbell Soup Company make me a little nervous to eat anything else out of a can now, child. I already had issues with eating out of a can because shout out to my grandmother who is now deceased. Well, actually, shout out to both of them. They're both deceased, but shout out to them because neither one of them actually ate out of cans. Everything came out of a garden or a fresh vegetable truck or, just something that she got from the swap garden and the swap meat down in Florida, just different places, like even out of the vegetable garden in the backyard. Like nothing ever really did come out of a can or a box. So we was taught how to, break green beans and black eyed peas and pintos and stuff at a very young age. So I don't understand this. Because y'all done did something to that man for him to release a statement. And for those that don't know this situation, we're going to give you a little bit of in-depth. Mr. Martin Bailey was a VP and a chief of information security officer. You know what I'm saying? And child, he went on to trash these people like it wasn't nothing, but so he goes on to say that their products contain bioengineering meat, and he said that he does not eat from the company himself. We're gonna say allegedly because Campbell's. I don't know if you out here selling bioengineering meat, but if you are out here selling bioengineering meat, shame on you, Campbell's. Child, shame on you. Shame, Mr. Campbell's. Because people come to y'all for a good soup. I mean, I use Progressive, no offense to Campbell, because Progressive just give you the vegetables and everything. But every once in a while, when I'm super sick, I do love me a good Campbell soup for the chicken broth. So if this is true, this is horrible that you are out here using bioengineering meat in the products, child. And I know that for him to be a chief information security officer and a VP, and he went on to trash y'all very bad. Not only y'all, but the products themselves. It's got to be some type of truth to it, you guys. Because why else would this man just get on it online and just trash this company? So again, over here, things people won't say, child. We gonna say allegedly, but come on now, let's keep it a band, y'all. we know that a lot of this stuff is bioengineering. Meat is clone meat. It's, meat that they done steroid up to make the chickens get fatter and grow faster quickly. When you are out eating McDonald's or Burger King's or Wendy's or Popeyes or Subway or any of these fast food chains that we all love to enjoy, yeah, we know this shit not be real processed meat. Like, come on now. Like, we gonna call a spade, but child, y'all know I keep it real over here, and we all know that shit be processed meat. We know that meat don't be no good. Ain't no way you gonna tell me that it do, cause we all know that it don't. But for this man to come out like in public and claim that y'all are using bioengineering meat, saying that he don't even eat from your company, and that says a lot because as an employee that works for a major chain corporation, you are mostly wanting to like support the chain and eat the meat because you get a discount on the food or you get a discount on whatever it is. So for him to come out and just be like he don't eat your meat at all, I want to find some type of validity truth to what this man just said. But I do got another issue with what he said and how he said it, because this is for you, Mr. Martin Bailey. How dare you say that only poor people eat and buy Campbell's soup? Because some of us got money and we done ate Campbell soup. Like, I ain't had to be poor just to buy a can of Campbell soup. I done had money in my pocket of a quantity, of a variety of dollars. And I still done went in and grabbed me a good old can of Campbell soup. Now, Campbell soup is just the broth alone is just one of those things that make you want to get the soup. So for you to be on here talking about that only poor people eat and buy the products. Now, I feel like that's not true. There's a lot of rich people I know that go out and buy Campbell's soup because the chicken broth is some good broth, especially when you are sick and you got the flu or you're under the weather. We done had COVID scares, throughout these couple of years here, and dealing with the COVID scare, we all still done needed some type of chicken broth and some type of soup. So Campbell's done came in handy when it done came for stuff like that. So for you to be like, oh, poor people is the only people that eat that. No, 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 sorry. Take that back. Everybody eat it too. But what I will say in your defense, if this next part of what I'm gonna say is true, Campbell, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Cause then Mr. Martin Bailey went on to report that he was fired soon after he made the report, meaning that he went to one of the hires ups, reported that you guys was using bioengineering meat, and within a couple of days, according to him, so we gonna say according to him, he was fired, and he is now suing y'all for retaliation and bringing recordings forward as evidence, which let me know that he got some type of validity to what he's saying, because the man is agreeing to come forward with recordings. He is basically saying that he done recorded something while he was at work, and whatever that recording was of while he was at work, child, he done validity and used that, child. And now he using it to come forward to sue you. Which, if somebody gonna say they got tapes and recordings, you guys, it's gonna show some type of creed to the Campbell Company. And this ain't me saying it, it's Campbell's. Because I don't really care if it's bioengineering meat or not. When I got a cold Campbell, I'm going to throw a can of Campbell soup in my bowl with a can of Progressive together, because that's usually how I do it. Warm that shit up in a good old pot for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to still eat it, because hopefully in them little 20 minutes of me recording it and putting it in my little pot and stuff, child, hopefully then it'll take my cold away. So I don't even care, child. Cause let me tell you something, that broth be feeling good when it's going down. So whether it's bioengineering meat or not, I'm gonna still try to eat some of it. I'm gonna be a little bit more hesitant on how often I eat your stuff, Mr. Campbell. Cause Chad, this make me want to go make my own homemade chicken noodle soup now, Chad. I don't want to eat nothing from these stores. And we got to, because we got to live with the food until you can grow your own vegetables or have enough land. Like, not everybody got enough land or space out in their backyard to grow their own vegetables. So, a lot of people around the American public are counting on you major companies and you major corporations and you major chains to be on the up and up when it comes to their food. I'm just saying. Just saying. And the fact that, we got to now worry about if we eating people. Okay. Or buy engineering meats. Hell, we already had to worry about little Jackie Chan and Chong Chong China over there feeding us rats and dogs and cats and stuff. Whenever we came over here for the Chinese food, child, and the Japanese food and stuff, we was already having to worry about and consent with baby what that meat really was, cause we know it don't be no chicken and it don't be no real beef, cause that shit be too hard to be real beef out there to the Chinese people. Okay. So y'all out there in the world, like, come on, stop selling that lie that it's chicken. I just need y'all to come on and tell us what kind of real meat it is. Because clearly you see, not only is black people eating that shit in droves, so is the Mexicans and the Caucasians and every other race child. We ain't caring what that meat is over there, little Jackie Chan. We just know that it's some good food and that sweet and sour sauce and that duck sauce and throw you a little soy sauce on them noodles and that shrimp fried rice or cooked fried rice or whatever you eat be on point. So stop playing with us like y'all don't know that we know. I'm just gonna say that. And we just gonna keep it moving with that little comment because y'all really do be acting like we don't know, but we be knowing better, child. But I am I am disappointed in Campbell's. If what this man is saying true, that after not that you're using bioengineering meat, because clearly we all expect something to be in the meat. We know that it's not enough chickens in the world for y'all to mass produce the way that y'all are. So we know that it's either cloning or steroids or processed meat or leftover meat that y'all done put together to make it look like the meat, child. We don't care. The people don't care. We still eating it. We know ain't none of this shit good for us and we still chopping down. So clearly we don't care as the American people on what you feeding us. But what we do care about, right, is if somebody comes to you as a corporation chain and they want to make a report to help the American people for you to fire him. And that's a dummy move on y'all part, Campbell, because if you knew that man had recordings to back up his claim, why would you fire him? I'm just saying, y'all multimillionaires out there in the world, and the major corporations and billionaires, y'all don't be thinking about it correctly because if I knew as a company owner, which I am, if I knew that there was someone out there with recordings of me, first of all, I'm not going to fire you immediately after you told me. I'm just going to make the job a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? You just make it a little bit more difficult to where you would want to quit on your own, or you know what I'm saying, you gonna want to leave, or I'm gonna find a reason over time. Like y'all just the man came in the office, told you y'all was using bioengineering meat, and y'all just, oh my God, y'all just fired that man. Oh, and I really don't want to laugh. Oh my God, I don't really want to laugh. Right, but y'all know better. I'm just saying, y'all. They know better. But then Campbell's did, you guys, release a statement that says, the comments, if accurate, do not reflect their values and they are investigated. Campbell's, That was a political answer if I ever heard one, darling. Stop your foolishness. Because your quote, and I quote what you said directly, is that if the comments were accurate, they do not reflect their values and they are investigating through the Campbell's company. Stop the foolishness. Okay. That's a better way of saying that yeah, y'all fired that man because he came in there and told you y'all was using bioengineering meat. And the fact that you fired him right after he told you is what is probably gonna win the man lawsuit with y'all stupid ass because you fired the man right after he told you. And if he has recordings that y'all are using bioengineering meat, you know you're going down, Campbell. So I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. But I'm just keeping it a band with you. Y'all going down if this is true. But that man got recordings according to him, and y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. So I'm not even gonna keep commenting on that one. We gonna let Campbell's do what Campbell's do. Progressive, I guess y'all stock will be rising as of today or in the next couple of days if this man win this lawsuit. I guess y'all stock will be flying through the roof, child, because ain't nobody gonna be wanting to eat Campbell's no more, child. You over here buying engineering the meat. Now, see, this is the part that y'all are not supposed to let the world know, child. What the hell be wrong with y'all big corporations? Listen to me, Campbell's. Even if you was using bioengineering meat, bruh, nobody on the product line is supposed to know that. That should have been something that should have just stayed as the uppers. Oh, well, damn, I guess it didn't help because he was the VP and he was also the Chief Information Security Officer. So I guess at some point you would have had to tell him that y'all was over here using bioengineering meat. So I guess you would have had to say that to him that y'all really was out here using bioengineering meat because of his job and how ranking. But that should have stayed something that should have stayed in the CO's office. I'm just saying. CO, CFO, the vice president, the president, the owners, and the board. Outside of them couple of people, y'all was never supposed to let nobody else know on the floor. Like, especially not no chief information security officer. Even if he was a VP, his title said chief information security officer. Okay. Oh, Lord. But I guess if you got the money to burn on lawyers, Campbell, do you? Shit, do you? Do whatever floated your boat, Campbell's. But I still feel like that was a no-go, baby. But whatever, I digress, Campbell's. That's on you. Moving right along, you guys. I want to shout out to Miss Shirley. I need to shout out you, Miss Shirley, because I am super proud. This is what you see back when me and Jay was on here talking, like back towards the beginning of us starting, and everybody was over there like that girl couldn't she had a bad mama and the mama wasn't no good because she was out here letting the little girl dance like she was grown. This is a prime example of you guys should have minded y'all motherfucking business because Miss Shirley done got her 2 contracts, baby. And I ain't even mad at it. So shout out to Miss Shirley. You know, I loved your little dance routines and I was rooting for you and your mama and the celebrity that came with you because I felt like there was a lot of other provocative and more demeaning and demoralizing dance moves that she could have done. And if all she did was the boots on the ground dance and she made it with her own little swag, I wasn't mad at it because I at my dance team, I teach kids way younger than her. So we start off at like 3. So around the same age as her, or maybe a little bit younger than her, those kids come in and they pick up backflips. They pick up, the majorette stuff. They pick up all kinds of different things. So I wasn't really mad at it. It's when you take the kids and you overly try to sexualize your kids, and you. The part I disagreed with the mama on, truthfully, was sitting on the grown men laptop while they was taking some pictures. Other than that, I didn't have no issue with the mama, Miss Shirley, the dancing, no nothing, child. I felt like y'all people should have minded your damn business. And I said that several times that y'all needed to mind your damn business. But what I will say is don't let the little girl be sitting on people's laps. Mama, at this point in her career, now you gotta really be mama bear. And you gotta just go with the flow, baby. Just go with it. But don't be letting her just be sitting on random people laps. Cause that is not sexy or hot, but whatever. But we gonna shout her out, baby, because she officially has scored a deal with not only Walmart but Amazon. Now, I don't know what kind of meals these gonna be, so don't y'all get to be asking me about what the meals gonna be, because I have no clue on what they gonna be feeding y'all over here. But I do know that she is launching her own kids meals, and Walmart and Amazon have officially came on board for the launch, which I'm super excited for her because as a kid, she's living her dream. Like this got to be her dream because if you've ever taught a 2 year old or a 3 year old, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to like 15, if you have never taught them dance, it is the most difficultest shit I've ever seen in my life. If the kids don't want to do that shit, they don't. And if they not in it and their parents have just thrown them into the dancing, you're gonna know that too, because they really is not gonna do nothing. You gonna spend your whole practice arguing with these kids on trying to get their stuff together, child. Still ain't gonna make you know, never mind. So I'm super shocked and proud of her because I just feel like she deserved it and it was well worth it. And the fact that she didn't let the naysayers, the mama or nothing stop her from doing what it is that she wants to do, that needs to be a shout out all by itself because most parents aren't gonna fight for their kids' dream that hard. So the fact that her mama went above and beyond to fight for her dream and she didn't let y'all negative comments and those things that y'all say affect it. Oh yeah, let her have that, baby. Let her have it and rock with it. Yes. Get it, Miss Shirley. Get it, Miss Shirley. Although don't stop. Now your commercials need to be this boot on the ground dance, Miss Shirley. I am gonna say that out loud out there in the universe. I do feel like that it should be the boots on the ground some part of your commercial because that is how you started. And that's going to let your fans connect with you even more. It's going to just bring it all home. So for my conclusion, I think that you need to like remember to keep it with the boots on the ground, baby. Boots on the ground, baby. All right, now y'all know this one about to crush me because I try very hard not to say nothing about her. Because not only is she one of my favorite people in real life, she is also one of my favorite members of one of my favorite of all time girl groups, Escape. And I was rooting for y'all. So the fact that I gotta actually say this next one, it really do crush me just a little. Just a little. Cause I'm finna still come with the hot topics, baby. But I love you, Kandi. Girl, I love you. And I'm sorry that I got to say it how I'm finna say it, but I keep it a band. And I got to just respect the honesty that's getting ready to come out my mouth. But I am starting it with saying allegedly, even though you have came out with comments on your own and you've asked for privacy, I'm not gonna do like all the other podcast hosts and dog you into the ground. I am gonna keep it a band though, and I am gonna keep it real and say what I want to say. But at the same time, I am gonna respect the fact that you did shout out and ask for privacy just a little. So we gonna do this as privacy lightly as I can do respectfully. Let's get it. So y'all know Kandi Burruss and her husband Todd Tucker are allegedly getting a divorce after 11 years of marriage, y'all. Now, I don't know how I feel about this, you guys, but what I am gonna say is it do hurt my feelings just a little bit because, like I said, I fucks with her. Like in real life, she's a dope ass person. She's humble. She's down to earth. The restaurants, depending on which ones you go to, will give you some good food. Now, this me. Now, the old lady gang, I don't respect the $10 parking. Okay, I feel like going to a restaurant, you already got to spend your money. And let's keep it a band. You already know that the people coming in lovely for the meet and greets, and they coming in because of your name and your celebrity status and the fandom. So, for the food to be a little bit mediocre, the wait time, unless you're a major celebrity, is pushed back. And the fact that you got to pay $10 for parking, me and old lady gang don't really rock. But now I will say this: Blaze, which restaurant is named after your daughter. I fucks with that restaurant. Everything from the atmosphere to the ambiance to the food to the drinks to the cocktails. Like I really fuck with that one. So we ain't gonna just do you like that with old lady gang. I just feel like for the type of name that it is and for the way you did it and who it's supposed to stand for, I just feel like the food could have just been a little bit better. I have enjoyed a few dishes from you to make sure that I wasn't just saying that in bias. But girl, Blaze is where it's at. I'm just saying because that macaroni and cheese, baby, is everything with stuff on it. Anyway, we're going to keep it right along and moving. Cause I get sidetracked, y'all talking about food. Now y'all know I'm a fat kid foodie chair. I get sidetracked talking about food, baby. Okay. Kandi told People Magazine in a statement, I am going to say allegedly on this conversation, even though she has made her own statements. We all read it in the blogs, we all see it out in the media. I am, however, going to still say allegedly because I don't know what these people got on going on behind closed doors because I don't live in a house. I just know when you can see them out and about and, the little meet and greets and like all the venues and the restaurants and all the other stuff and you forever gonna be my one of my biggest girl groups that I love. Like y'all were the top one for me. Like y'all outshone everybody. The only other person that I would say came close to y'all for me, and that's probably with half the world. And that's only because, like, each one of those girls had their own sound, they had their own voice, and they had their own swag, and that was TLC. TLC was the only other one that I felt like was competing with Skate at the time in the 90s as I was coming up in school that just made you blow your mind. The rest of them total, you had Black, you had Escape, SWV. It was some really good ones out there. Even Salt and Pepper was a good group. That was my rap duo phenomenon, if that's what you want to say it. But for a well-rounded of everything, a little bit of rap, a little bit of Soul Street, the songs was on point, their videos was on point. Like TLC they just embodied that. Escape is another one that just embodied it. Like they're harmonizing and their vocals, just the everything about Escape was just on point. Like from the girls' looks to their swagger to the beats to the sounds to just everything about them kind of came out with just a phenomenal swagger that made you just like get your groove on. So to have to talk about you in this capacity, I'm truly apologetic. I'm also traumatized, but I'm gonna keep it real with it at the same time because the name of me is called the things that people won't say. So I got to say it how it just comes out, girl. So the fact that you told People Magazine, and I quote, after a deep thought and a lot of prayer, I've made the decision to move forward with a divorce. She also states that this was a difficult and emotional time, but her focus remains on protecting her peace and being the best mother that she can be and co-parenting with love and respect. And I commend you. It's something else that you said, but we gonna have to break this down in statements, girl. Because I commend you for what you said about the co-parenting with love and respect. But let's be very clear: when two people are getting a divorce and that is not a mutual decision, that is a one-sided decision, that love and respect of co-parenting go out the window, child. You might have the best intentions and y'all could have been the best of friends before and after this incident. But once love get involved and kids get involved and he already asking allegedly for the kids to be with him permanently. And he also want alimony, which Todd Tucker, we're gonna get on that in a second. We listen to me. Sir, we gonna get on that in a second because what child? So I get you, girl. I know that you also stated that you was stepping into a new chapter and you was pouring into work, your family, and your own growth. You stated that you were grateful to everyone who supported them throughout all the years, and you asked for privacy, grace, and understanding. Girl, no offense to you, but if you wanted privacy, grace, and understanding on a divorce, for one, you shouldn't be a podcast owner either. Cause now you gotta talk about your business. How can you be a podcast owner and you cannot air out your own business? Like I don't allow other people to come tell on me. I tell on me. Well, it depends on if you're the popo or not, because I'm not telling on that. But like for my own stuff, like anything that has to do with myself personally, that I cannot rope somebody else down with me or in with me or whatever. I'm always gonna let you know me and all the bad, the good, the ugly, the indifference of things that go on in my life before somebody else can tell my life. Because I am a firm believer that when you get into this world, everybody comes out the woodwork. Everybody got your story. They want to tell your story. And then half the time, the stories that they are telling aren't legitimately your stories. So you're basically going off hearsay at that point. So before you can tell on me, I'd rather tell on myself. And I've been like that since I was a kid. Like, if you wanted to come and air out the fact that my parent was a junkie, I would tell you that my parent was a junkie before you could air that shit out. If you wanted to call me fat, listen to me, it wasn't a secret. Like, I would go ahead and, yes, you heard what I just said earlier, y'all. I'm a fat kid foodie. I've been a fat kid foodie all my life. Now, I ain't been fat all my life, but I done been a fat kid foodie all my life. So, y'all know that, like, shit, I don't play no games when it comes to airing my stuff out. I air my family, your family, their family. Chad, that's what makes me the best at the radio thing, cause airing out my business and all the other things that I could conclude with my business is always gonna be a must for me. It ain't never gonna be no secret. It ain't never gonna be something that I'm just looking back like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have allowed somebody else to say that. Nah, I ain't never gonna do that. We gonna just keep it a band with you, cause it is what it is at this point. So, when y'all met on the set in 2011 and then you got married again in that grand wedding, I might add, that we had to watch on national TV, girl, in 2014 of the April variety, girl. Because you remember it was April, girl. It was springtime, girl, in 2014. And we had to sit there through that whole wedding thing, after the wedding scenes, for the wedding, after the wedding. We didn't know if we was gonna get nowhere because he wouldn't sign no prenup at first. Mama Joyce was interfering, and I got a few questions that I'm gonna ask you on some respectful type level. Now you can privately hit my DMs or privately hit me up and say, "Girl, like don't air that out or don't say that." And I got you, kid, but I just want to know some stuff because we haven't really seen too many scandals in the thing other than the one when y'all was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And y'all was talking about him going into a strip club. I really didn't see an issue with that one because you freaky too. Like so I figured like the strip club would be something that y'all did together, separately, individually. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all enjoy bringing girls in your bedroom. That was something that wasn't a secret to the world. It was something that we all knew out here in the world. So I didn't think that him going to a strip club would have ever been an issue, considering that you've already said personally that you are into women. Not only are you into women, but you are into the threesomes and the orgies and the menage a trois and whatever else your freaky get on. I can't be the only one girl that remember allegedly that you had the sex dungeon on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl. That was the top of the episodes for a whole season. You in that sex dungeon. And granted, have I done had a couple little freaky deakies? Yes. When I was younger and I was in college and I was trying to get my life together when I was a little bit younger, I had a lot of freaky deaky moments. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing really wrong with it. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I done did it as a birthday gift. I done did it because I wanted to. I done did, you know what I'm saying, on a late night drunk night. Like everybody has had they play a field as a teenager or younger, and you're getting into your sexuality and you want to know what your orientation is going to be and you want to know what you're going to like sexually. Everybody has got into it. So I didn't think that that would be an issue. So I'm a little confused on the divorce thing. I'm hoping that this is not a Mama Joyce thing because that would be traumatic if it was related to Mama Joyce, considering as a fan of the Housewives, I have watched y'all's love story kind of play out since 2011. You know, we kind of remember when he was the executive producer or whatever he was at the time on the Africa trip, and y'all was over there with all of the women in Africa, and he was the guy that was over there behind the scenes producing when you got. So we know that like that's when the love story started unfolding. We started watching it more and more unfold in the seasons, which I'm not gonna lie, mate, gave y'all great TV because it was so many people that was not rooting for y'all that it made the ones that was rooting for you all that more especially and like excited to see because it was like, oh shit, like this a love story that's blooming. You know, normally when you are a housewife fan, you gotta watch the love stories blooming already. Like so you guys we don't get to see the love story unfold. So the fact that y'all met on that Africa trip, we got to watch the behind the scene drama. We got to watch how the ladies didn't think it was fair because here he was coming. We got to watch Mama's Joyce reaction, and we got to see all that stuff on TV. That made it so much better to like get to know y'all and be interested in y'all. So if this is one of those things that like interfered by outside forces, I won't even just say Mama Joyce. I'm gonna say outside forces, like because you know every once in a while outside forces will come in and it will make it harder and harder to do. You know, because everybody got their little two cent that they want to put in relationships wise, and you know everybody got their quirks about not liking your person or your partner or you know whatever their situation is. Like you know, parents always don't think that they're good enough, or you know they might be too good. Something's wrong. You know how it go. So I just feel like please don't let your divorce be something that happened to outside forces. As long as it wasn't an outside force that stopped you and it was like something that he legitimately did himself or a way that you felt himself, I am okay. Now, back to you, Mr. Tucker, because, bruh, listen to me. So I was reading. Please tell me this ain't true. I'm going to say allegedly, because I don't know if it's true or not, so I have to say allegedly. But we going to allegedly say that your ass is not out here asking for no motherfucking alimony, bruh. Granted, I know that you're only asking for the alimony because you can't touch her older money because of the prenup. So the only amount that you are able to divvy in is the amount that you guys are splitting down as assets, which means the stuff that y'all did after y'all got married with the restaurants, the things that y'all did with the TV show after y'all left, the things that you did with the stage plays and the movies and the production company and all the other stuff that you helped to acquire after y'all got together, which is what made y'all love story the best for me. I'm not gonna lie, it's because I felt like he was bringing something to your table. Like even though you came with a bag already, girl, he was still helping you bring to the table. Like he wasn't no slouch with it. Like whenever you would watch the episodes and you would see the show, he was always the Mr. Mom. He was always the behind the scenes person that was carrying your luggage, carrying your bags, making sure like he was basically like your personal living assistant, basically. Cause he did damn near everything that the assistant would do, just his vice when he wanted to unwind, probably was trying to go to a strip club, child. I don't know. But that's what we gonna say in my mind, child, because that's what it looked like coming out on the TV, girl. That was his just unwind. Like she and I don't know if I can necessarily blame him for feeling abandoned a little because you were always gone and you were always busy. You was doing the shy, you was doing those plays, girl. You had your own movies coming out. You was still doing music and writing for people and doing your own stuff. You were still touring with Escape. I know that personally because shout out to my cousin Demalo Williams. He is one of your background dancers on your tours. I think now he's on tour with. I want to say SWB. It might be Total. Don't get me to lie. It's one of those. But he was your background dancer, so he was going on tour with y'all. So I know that you were still showing up for those tours personally. That kept you busy. Then you was actually doing other voiceovers and other TV shows. You was also on the Real Housewives of Atlanta filming for 6 to 8 months out of the year. You know, that's a lot of stress on anybody. But Todd, for you to be asking that girl for alimony, I ain't understanding that. Cause you made just as much money as she made during that time of that duration, if not maybe a little bit more. But you made about an equal amount of enough to sustain you yourself. And then you wanted to keep. Well, bruh, I can't. I don't know if I can blame you on the kids because her life is a little hectic, and they gonna need a stable routine every day. But bruh, I think you only doing that to get child support, bruh. Stop playing with me. And maybe you didn't want to divorce her, and she wants the divorce, and maybe you feel a little bit of salty by that. So you know what I'm saying. So bruh, you trying to do any way you can to nitpick, bro. Now come on, we gonna have to keep it a band with you, Mr. Tucker. And I like you, and I liked you for her. I thought you and Kandi made the perfect married couple, which is why I want to say allegedly, and I'm going to say allegedly because hopefully this is allegedly, bro. Like I hope y'all figure it out. I hope y'all work it out. I hope y'all get back together because I feel like as a power couple in Atlanta, y'all was the top notch ones to look at for me because of how rough y'all started, how y'all had to averse everything that you had to averse with Mama Joyce. Cause let me be clear, Mama Joyce was not no pig. That old lady was giving y'all the blues. She was not. She was not, baby. She was not here for it. She listen to me. You was taking her money away. She was not here for. She was not here. She was not here for an extra mouth to feed. Child. She was not here for it. All them times, but child, we done watched her have to go up against you. She was willing to go up against Kandi. Child, Kandi ended up having to put her foot down a few times without putting her foot down, which everybody used to have a problem with you with that Kandi because they used to be like, damn, she's not standing up for her husband as hard as we feel like she should be. But I felt like that was a tricky situation when y'all first met. Now, when y'all got married, you should have probably stood up for him a little bit more. And some of them episodes I seen, girl, I was like, oh, girl, I couldn't be married to you because, baby, that was just crucial. Some of it was like, oh, girl, you couldn't be my wife. Like, I'd have flipped out on you and your mom. But I mean, I get it. Like Mama Joyce was protecting her own interests as well as the interests of your daughter and you, but mostly her own. Cause honey, she looked great. You bought that lady a house, she still wasn't satisfied. I remember that episode, like her ass was still not satisfied. She was over there till the roosters came home. She did not want that boy to be her son-in-law, and so he had already had to deal with all of that, just trying to love you and get to know you. And then it didn't slow down. He became a cast member Then he had to go over there and be a Mr. Man to guys that was acting like straight bitches. Cause honey, Peter, Portia's husband, Sheree's husband, Apollo went to jail on him. He was probably about the only same one that Todd could really hang out with because the rest of them was pillow talkers. Oh, okay. And I ain't gonna say that there's nothing wrong with that. Because baby, it made great TV. I ain't gonna tell you no lie, it made great TV, but that's just what it was at the time, that it was what it was. So the fact that like he put up with all of that and still fought for y'all's relationship, still fought for your love, still fought for all that stuff, it made me wanna like watch y'all. I'm men y'all because y'all made it to like 11 years. I wish y'all had just went a little bit further with it because I feel like it would have been something to give the world a look back for. But I'm not mad. The only two people that I'm really concerned with is Blaze and Ace because you know Ace is 9 and Blaze is 5. So I don't want it to be one of those messy divorces that we be seeing through celebrity in the celebrity world where it gets so messed up that the kids get involved because I think that that's going to be super messy. And it's just going to be one of those things for me that'll make me like look at y'all both differently as individuals, but also together. So I hope that if love and respect of co-parenting is something that you're aiming for, I hope that's something that is both parties mutual because as a kid that went through separation and divorce and you know what I'm saying, I had to like separate from my child's father. Like it wasn't as smooth in either one of those scenarios. I've got friends and you know family members that are separating and divorced, and the way it leaves the kids, the separation, how it ends up, ain't ever pretty. So when y'all got all that money to contend with, and he is filing for alimony and child support, and you know what I'm saying, just which I do think, Kandi, that you should replace his New Jersey home. Girl, I do think I listen to me. I am gonna stand on the side of Todd Tucker for that. Cause I think that once you made him sell that house, that would have been his house to go back if anything had ever happened. Like you still got all your property that you had before Todd. So y'all divorced, even if y'all had to separate and sell the marital home, you're still gonna be good house-wise. He now has to start over. He would have to find another house, find another city, find another job. Like he's gonna have to like completely start over. So the least I feel like you could do in your divorce settlement with him is to buy him another property because you're the one that made him sell his property because he wasn't using it anymore. And that is gonna be my little tidbit on that because we gonna let it go because girl, I don't want to say too much about you because, girl, I love you. Girl, and I just be feeling like that'll hurt my soul, child. So until any more news come through, y'all, where I have to stay, keep y'all up to date on what's really going on over here, we're going to kind of like leave Kandi and Todd's situation on long because I fuss with them. And I hope this is just a misunderstanding. But while we on this subject of housewives, y'all, Amara Negra. Y'all know her from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Excuse me, Love and Hip Hop Miami. That's the one she on. Amara Negra. And her little baby daddy, Allan Moses, however you say that man name, child. Amara. Miss La Negra. Girl, your taste in men are horrible. I just want you to know that, girl. Kids are a blessing, and we'll never take away from your twin daughters, girl. But I just want you to know, girl, that you got a horrible taste in me. Because I'm so confused on what I'm about to report. We're going to say allegedly, because Caribbean vibe, I actually fuck with you. I like me some good Caribbean music, and you are one of those people with the vibe of the Caribbean music. Even though you don't do as much music as I feel like you could, Miss La Negra, your ass is still good on the songs that you're doing. Y'all, Allan was charged with sexual assault. I'm gonna say allegedly, because I don't know if this is true, because I got a whole lot to say about this, so I don't know if it's true. So I am gonna say allegedly, y'all. But he was charged for sexual assault. And the funny thing about this is that the charges was, or the sexual assault, I shall say, was done 15 years ago. And y'all know I'm getting ready to open up my mouth in defense of him just a little bit. Even though I told you, girl, you got a horrible taste of picking the men. I am about to defend this man just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So y'all, they reopened this case after 15 years. I'm not understanding why. But I'm a true podcaster. So we about to dive into it real quick. And y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. The video going up on YouTube. Y'all tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying? As you hearing me out there in space, y'all tell me what you think it is, because I'm a little confused. And I got something to say to him and the anonymous lady, because I don't feel like you should be anonymous. Okay? That's some bullshit. I feel like if these women, as a person that has been molested, as a person that has been raped in my lifetime and was molested as a kid, most people that know me know my story. So this one finna hit home a little bit for me. And we about to become as gutter as possible with it, because I don't feel like you should be anonymous. I feel like if you got enough balls to accuse this man of sexual assault on 4 different counts over a decade and some change later, then you should have had enough balls, and the courts should be making you tell your name for the media. I am a firm believer in it. I think that you really should have to say your name. I think that you should have to say everything about you in this case and everything, because you are the one claiming sexual assault. So here we go. Y'all, he met a woman in college. He went to Michigan State University from 2009 to 2013, allegedly. Well, we know he went to Michigan State, but this is just allegedly. So about 2010 in March, you guys, a woman came forward, same lady whose case that they just reopened, said that she was sexually assaulted, and this is what she reported to the police in 2010. I got a lot about this that's finna go down. But nothing ever came of it in 2010. So I'm guessing at the time, either she didn't want to press charges, the police did not believe her. Whatever student he was at Michigan State must have been something that was enough for the city to look away. Because sometimes them athletes and sometimes the dorks and the nerds and all the ones that they think are gonna give them achievement awards. Y'all, sometimes they don't be on the same wavelength as everybody, truthfully. So we're gonna hope that that is not the case. But he did go to college from 2009 to 2013. He came over here from the Dominican on a student visa to go to the university, right? So she stated that she told the police and nothing came of it. Y'all, in July 1st of 2025, he was charged with this crime. And then on July 11th, allegedly, he was arrested and made a $250,000 bond on August the 8th. And he's still out on bond while waiting on investigation. The young lady said that she was 20 and he was 25. Okay. First of all, I guess my first question is going to be for the popo. My first question is for the popo. Because whatever happened to the charge in 2010? Like, why is it taking We're in 2025, about to be in 2026 in about a month. You mean to tell me it took y'all 15 years, almost 16 years to bring charges against this man? Number one. Number two, like I said earlier, I don't believe that it's fair that she doesn't get to say her name and this man is getting blasted all over the media. Like if he's got to be blasted all over the media, I feel like that girl got to say her name. This is why women feel like they cannot come forward because you have so many people that's over here playing like they being assaulted. They're playing like they're being molested. They're playing because one thing about people that is being molested and assaulted, right when it first happens, we start trying to tell everybody. You don't wait. Like you are being told sometimes that like, oh, if you say something, I'm gonna kill your family. And so you'll hold off for a second on the way. And then at some point, you are gonna tell someone. You like because it's just too big of a secret to keep it in. So you're either gonna tell a sibling, you're gonna tell a cousin, you'll tell our aunts. Some of us tell our moms because that's the person we're supposed to be able to go to. In my cases, as I'm sure that there are many other cases like mine, where when you tell your mom, they don't believe you, or if they do believe you and they do know it to true, they're not willing to leave the spouse. So it's like, okay, yeah, you might be telling the truth, but so what? You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, well, now who do I tell? Some of us tell our teachers, they tell the principals. But what does adults always do? They always go and tell your parent, or they tell whoever your guardian or in charge of you is. Sometimes we've told our social workers about group homes before. When I was younger and I was in the group homes, we would tell our social workers about the group homes or the detention centers, and they would go back and tell our social workers, or they would go back and tell the foster family what you said. And then nothing happens to the foster family or the group home or the parent, but you still got to go through the bullshit. And then you're getting beat worser, you're getting starved worser, you're put in the dark worser. It's some other shit that go on behind it to the point where we might stay mute until we're an adult. But girl, you was 20. Girl, you was 20 years old. Ain't no way you was hiding. You had enough balls to go tell the police. So if this was really a true statement, why did you wait so long later? I would have kept telling the police every day, every week, every month, every year, every time I turned around, I would have been telling the police. I most definitely don't believe your story to a certain extent. Now, I ain't gonna tell you that it's not true, Chad. I ain't gonna tell you that the boy didn't do this because I am a firm believer in girl power, especially when it comes to being molested, sexually assaulted, battered, and abused. Because I done been through all that shit. So what I'm going to say is I'm not going to discredit you with the sake of discrediting you. But girl, I'm finna discredit your ass because I do not believe you. You might be telling me the truth, and I will apologize to you if I found out that this was a legit thing and he really did do this to you. I am woman enough to apologize to you on my own after the facts come out. But girl, I just do not believe you because you was 20 years old when you told the police the first time. I feel like, and they didn't do nothing to you. You were supposed to still keep saying something. Then what made me say a little iffy about you is because when Miss La Negra, Amara La Negra, when Amara got on Love and Hip Hop, he came on as her boyfriend. Even though we watched it unfold that the man was married already in the Dominican. But he started off as that girl's boyfriend until his secret came out on the show. See, that's what I told y'all. I'm a true fan. Mm. Oh, I'm a true fan. Not like I'm a run up and want your autograph in person type of fan. But oh, baby, I'm a good fan of television. I like me some good TV. Now, I probably don't remember y'all name after the TV shows are done. And I don't care. I just know your face when I see it. And then that's about as far as I care about being a fan of it. But when it comes to the drama part, I'm most definitely a fan of the shows. I love Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop. Hunt, because y'all put Love and Hip Hop on the map for me. I'm not even gonna tell you no lie, child. Carly Red and Jock and Kurt and Rashida and oh my God, at first, Chad, y'all listen to me. Y'all made me a Love and Hip Hop fan back in the day because I actually didn't watch that garbage because I felt like it would rot my brain out. So I was more about studying in school and in books. So no disrespect to y'all, I didn't watch the shows at first. And honey, I don't know what it was. I seen a preview. I think we were in season 3 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, maybe. And I just remember seeing a preview, child. And that preview was so explosive that I had to watch that episode. And I just been watching it ever since. I even went back and started it from the beginning, you know, and we watched them just to catch up on all of them, especially when y'all used to have the marathons. And everybody know what I'm talking about with them little VH1 and MTV2 marathons, but that's all they would do all day, play the episodes of the older variety. And so I would sit and watch. And then Yandy and Mandisi Love and Hip Hop New York, Chrissy and Jim, Chad, Tara and Peter Guns, and Amina. Watching that drama unfold was just the best ever that did it, Chad. Chad. So I don't believe you because, like, I'm a fan, the world is a fan. And I just feel like when you seen that boy start popping up on the TV, why you ain't say nothing? That's when the world would have listened to you. When you started seeing him on Love and Hip Hop Miami as that girl boyfriend that was over there living in Dominican with the double life and all that stuff was playing out. Ma'am, why you didn't say nothing? Like you say he molested you, he assaulted you or raped you. Well, like when he was becoming famous on TV, why you didn't say nothing? When his fan base built up, why you didn't say nothing? You only said something after the celebrity part, like after he done made money off the episodes, after him and Amara La Negra child, after they done had 2 kids, and then we done watched that girl get over there on national TV and cry for him to give damn sperm, which girl, I don't understand that either, man. So while we on the subject, help me understand. Cause you wanted, I mean, I get that you wanted the same baby daddy, I think I can get that part because my daughter's about to be 16 and she's the only one I got. I got other kids that do not biologically belong to mine, but belong to me, but they are mine. But she's the only one I had physically that's mine, and I didn't want no more kids either because I wanted to either be internally married with a partner for real, or I wanted them all to be by my baby daddy who was just an asshole. So then that just went out the window, child. And I'm smart. I don't need but one until I'm ready again. One will suffice because child being roped up with too many ignorant baby daddies just wasn't it for me, child. I watched my friends go through that and family members and loved ones and you know what I'm saying, that just wasn't my thing, child. So I'm not understanding when that boy was over there playing her to the left, giving us good TV. Why you ain't say nothing then? You could have easily went to the police then. You ain't even have to go to the police, child. Your ass could have went to public opinion. And you could have fried him in the public and canceled him in the public. You wait till all the good stuff is gone. The girl done begged him for more babies, child. The wife Child, it was good. Listen, it was great TV, and you done waited for all that drama to pass where you could have slid your little 2 cent in and got them checks coming in from Mona Scott during them moments. So no, I really can't say that I honestly believe you. Like, am I gonna just discredit you all the way? No, I'm not gonna ever do that because I feel like if a girl comes forward saying that you was molested and raped and it's a true legitimate thing, then no podcasting, no radio host, no interviewer, nobody should have the right to discredit you. I am a firm believer in that because I do not want to give the narrative to young ladies that it is not okay to come forward because people do not believe you. Because that is what happens a lot in our African American society as well as the Caucasian society, girl, and minorities, child. We all feel the need to not come forward because who's going to believe us when there are so many false, and I'm going to say it again, false claimers in the world saying that they got this just to get somebody locked up or just to get somebody thrown under the jail. So let me say it one more time. There are a lot of false, and I do mean claimers that will tell people that they got molested and they got raped and you really did not. And I feel like that is a disservice to the women that really did, myself included. I'm just grown enough and strong enough with a voice to back mine. And so I don't care what you think of me when I say what I say or how I say it. But there are a lot of women out there that are looking up to ones like us because they need the confirmation to know that it's okay for them to say what they say or to feel how they feel. So the fact that you guys are out there lying and saying that a guy is molesting and raping you and he really didn't, you're just mad for whatever your reasoning is. No, you are whack for that. So I do not want women out there in the college, first to think that I do not stand with you because if he did what he did to this young lady, not only will I gratitude and apologize, but I will read you for every dollar that you are worth. Cause nigga, I don't feel like any grown ass man when there's so much free pussy in the world and pussy that can be bought in the world for you to have to rape or molest anybody, kids included. You are a sick-minded fucking individual and your shit should be shot the fuck off, sincerely, disrespectfully. So, ma'am, if this happened to you, I feel super bad for you. But also, I can't necessarily say I believe you. And the reason why, when women wait so long and they come out and it looks like you're coming at an angle, it is kind of hard for people to believe. And the fact that you told them that first time, but you never said nothing again. And the fact that you watched this boy be on TV and you never said nothing. You don't watch. I know you done sat back and watched multiple episodes like we did, and you never said nothing. I'm just saying. It do make it look like you coming at it for a whole nother reason, but whatever. I digress, child. But Miss Amara, I need you to pick better people. Just better people for me. I got to move on because I really don't care about this subject no more. I'm gonna say this next one. Not because I really, really want to, but because I feel like it should be saying it with a weight on my little heart for me to say it. Y'all leave Kim goddamn Carson, Kim Kardashian and her daughter Northwest alone. Listen to me. As a kid that played around with hair color as her same age, I played around with like fake tattoos at her same age. I had fake body piercings at her age. I had the chokers and like the chains and like the what was in the neck collar chokers that came in like different designs and colors that looked like little tattoos on your skin. I did all kinds of dorky and quirky shit. And the only difference between Northwest and me during the times that I was doing the same shit she was doing is that I was not a famous person at that time. Leave that girl and her mama the hell alone, child. Listen to me, her and Kim should be able to go freely and dress their kid up however they want to dress their kid up. If her kid want blue hair, she should just deserve to have blue hair. They damn sure got the money to switch in and out them costumes. Leave that girl alone, child. Y'all is over here criticizing her online for her fashion choice of letting her daughter get the ring piercing. We don't even know if it's a legit ring piercing. Just because you see the piercings on the fingers and in people's noses and in their ears don't necessarily make them legit piercings. Because as a kid, I played around with a tongue ring, I played around with my nose piercing, I played around with my belly button piercings, all kinds was me. I got a little freaky side, y'all, so I played a little bit with some freaky stuff somewhere places, child. And none of them was legit piercings. I didn't actually get my I didn't actually get my nose pierced until I was probably like 17. And then I got my tongue pierced on my 18th birthday, actually. A friend of mine named Angie took me. That's the same day. Y'all, I hit my cousin Gabe with a car, but that's for another time and another story. If you listening, Mr. Gabriel, I love you. I love you, but that all happened in the same night, y'all. We were drunk, we was fucked up. I had just turned 18, and it was something I wanted to do, but I wanted to wait till I was 18 years old. And she took me, and he jumped on the hood of the car, told me I couldn't have no piercing, wouldn't let me leave, child. And I didn't actually run him over, even though I was behind the driver wheel, allegedly, of the car. Allegedly, y'all. I wasn't the one that actually. She actually was the one in the old school hoopty, y'all, that hit the gas pedal and took us. She was the one, y'all, that actually that pushed that boy off the car so we could continue on with my song ring shout outs. But that memory just came to my head, y'all. Listen, you had to be there. She'll know what I'm talking about when she hear this later. She'll get the joke. But she should be able to like style and profile her kid. However, just because she's a celebrity, don't mean that she is supposed to sit back and let her child be a square. Like her child, like the youth of a teenager of being like 15, 16, 17, 18, shit like that. The youth of that is to play around with all of the stuff like your clothes, your hair, your nails, your shoes, fake tattoos. Like it's how you're gonna know or want to get to know um the things later. Like you will never know uh what you like, what you want to look like, how you want to look, what you want to like. All of that stuff comes at getting to know yourself. And the only way to actually physically get to know yourself is literally by getting to know yourself. Like you literally got to play around with hair color to know if you're gonna like that hair color. You literally got to play around with makeup to know if you're needing the makeup and stuff. Like that's the only way to know that kind of stuff. And for y'all to be criticizing that girl because her daughter just happens to want blue hair, I just feel like let her have blue hair. Like that's crazy. So Kim, from one mom to another, from one dork to another, from the girl that's done played with every hair color known to man, and I mean every, the same color blue she done played in. I done used that in braids, wigs, weave. You know what I'm saying? 24 pieces, 27 pieces, child. I done did it all. Stop listening to these people, child. If your daughter want blue hair, let your daughter play with blue hair, girl. Because how dare them tell you that your daughter can't play with blue hair? Now, I will say this, Kim. Some of her skirts, some of them, either bring them down a notch or put some shorts up under them. But other than that, I don't see nothing wrong with her. She's being a regular teenager. I wore shorter. Listen to me. I wore Shout out to Sally Graves at Asheville High School. She was our vice principal before she became the actual principal. Shout out to her. But girl, my shorts was way shorter. Girl, listen to me. Listen to me. In the summertime, the heat, yeah, yeah. Miss Graves used to send me home a lot. And I do mean a lot. And I wouldn't even go home. I just put a coat around. Like I would put my little windbreaker jacket, child, because back in the 90s we had them little windbreaker jackets. And so I would just put me a little windbreaker jacket on and go on about my business, child. I ain't even I ain't even go home. I would just stay out that lady face all day. Cause if I went home and my mama came home on her motherfucking lunch break and caught me in the house thinking I done skipped school because I done got sent home early for some damn shorts, man, the Pearl would have lost her shit. Child. She would have most definitely lost her shit. Ain't no way I'd have came home. And it was bad enough when I got suspended. She would put me outside till school was over. So ain't no way I was gonna come home during no lunch break talking about I had to change my shorts. So I started wising up on stuff I knew she wouldn't let me wear. And on days I felt like she might really send me home, I just kept a pair of sweatpants at all times in my locker. Just a pair of regular black sweatpants. And then sometimes they'd be white just so they would go with whatever shirt I had on for the day chair. I would just, because you got to change out for PE anyway. Or I would have gym shorts or something. But me and that lady got into it. Shout out to her. But we got into it a lot about my clothes. Because she didn't like we had to do, what was it, fingertip length. At the time, I think y'all have to do down to y'all knees now in school. But back when I was going to school, we were able to do it at fingertip length. And all during the summer, I had little short skirts and stuff. I mean, I would make sure that I had shorts up under my skirts. But the shorts would be shorter than the skirt, so that you couldn't see them. And you know what I'm saying. So it was a lot, and I just feel like every kid go through that. There's some stuff that I ain't gonna let you walk around like no neighborhood like that probably, because there's too many grown men out there that do fuck with little kids and stuff. So I ain't gonna just let you willy nilly go out in no revealing and nothing see through or nothing I feel like is gonna make you look too grown. But if you're dressed in clothes and you still look like a teenager as you're dressed in those clothes, yeah, I'm probably not gonna say nothing to you. I'm gonna keep it moving. We're gonna throw some shorts up under it, some leggings or something, and we just gonna keep it moving as a parent because I just feel like all kids should be able to express how they feel, and sometimes that self expression is through blue hair. Sometimes it is through the goth look. Like I know a lot of parents be like, "Oh, my kid be dressing like a goth." Well, it's not that they dressing like a goth. That's probably something that ain't gonna be permanent. Who knows? They might like Dungeons and Dragons when they get older and be role playing and whatever. But that if that's their thing, that's their thing. Let kids be kids and express who they gonna be as an adult. That's what's wrong with too many adults now is nobody allowed you to express yourself as a kid. And so you have all this picked up and now you be out here looking 50, looking crazy. So Kim, keep doing you, child. Keep letting that girl rock it. Just make sure that her skirts are a little bit longer and that she got shorts and stuff up under it. Just make sure that she got a jacket. If she not in the house making her TikTok videos with them little skimpy outfits on, then she can't wear that shit outside. But she should be able to play with blue hair, pink hair, blonde hair, brown hair. Like what? Yeah. All right, y'all. My next topic is shout out because y'all know I'm a barb. I've said that several times. Speak for y'all know. Even though I love Cardi B and I love all the other ones too, which we are gonna talk about Miss Cardi B and Offset in a minute, but I don't want to jump over my barb situation. I have mixed emotions with this, Nick. You know I love you, Miss Nicki Minaj, but I got mixed emotions with this one, baby. I am super proud of you on the fact that you became the first female rapper. And even though we gonna say black, we gotta throw that one in there too, just because you are the first black female rapper to ever address the United Nations. She did that on Tuesday, you guys. She was invited to speak by Ambassador to the United Nations, Mr. Mike Waltz. And I have a mixed emotions, y'all. Y'all gotta tell me what y'all think in the comments about this because for me, it's a little bit mixed emotions. Only because, not that she's endorsing Trump, because she's not really endorsing Trump. She's mostly endorsing overseas what is going on when it comes to the Christians and being killed off for the faith that they believe in. And this one right here hits home a little bit for me, y'all, because I do believe in Jesus and I do believe in God. I'm a very firm believer that I would have never made it half as far anywhere in the podcasting, in any of the entertainment world, in any of the connections I've made. I would have never made it any of this without Jesus Christ and God backing. You know, like everybody plays for two sides, one dark, one light. That's how you get what you get. And you either playing for the light or you playing for the dark. I just happen to play for the light because God has done a lot of wonderful things in my life. As to where the demons did nothing but kill and destroy me. So for me, it's always gonna be a Christian Baptist faith believing whatever you want to call me. And so to know that there are countries out there where people are getting killed off because of what they believe in, I do not agree. I feel like that is traumatizing to the world. And we are in a society now where our government and our presidents want to already take away our freedom of speech. We're in a government where all of the Constitution laws that were meant to uphold us in one form, fashion, or another are now working against us. And to see that there are people who look like us, that sound like us. And I don't mean black or white or Mexican or Asian. When I say us, I mean us as in a human race. We're all one race. I don't care if you blue, if you yellow, if you purple. You're all still part of the human race. So to know that there are people that live, breathe, love, have families like we do that are getting slaughtered because of the faith that they believe in. I have mixed emotions on her addressing the nation for the way she's addressing it. I'm not mad at her on one hand because I feel like as a Christian, knowing that your fellow Americans or your fellow Christians, whether they come from another country or not, are being slaughtered. If you don't feel some type of way, what kind of person does that say that you are? Like, what kind of person does that make you? To not care about a human life, no matter what color that life is. That's what's wrong with us and how we're being distracted by everything that's going on in the world today is because we're so busy worried about black, we're so busy worried about white, we're so busy worried about the skin color of a person instead of the integrity of a person. And I feel like you should want to know the integrity of a person more than you give a fuck about the skin color of a person. And so I'm not mad. On the other hand, I feel like I am a little mad because I feel like addressing the nation is something that the government should be doing. You should not be utilizing our celebrities of African American in descent, of minority descent, to endorse you. If you were gonna fight for this, Trump, the fact that you sent her up there to fight for this doesn't make me mad because I love her and I know that she was doing it out of a good place. But I feel like, sir, it would have came better. It would have came better coming from our president. I do feel like coming from you, Trump would have made it a better. It would have been. It would have made it a better situation because it would have shown that you at least stood for the whole nation and not for a minority of racial people. Because right now you already looking like a racist. No offense to you, because Trump. It is what it is. No offense to you, Mr. President, but you're already looking like a racist. You got MAGA out here just running them up, doing whatever they want to do, and to know that you're not standing up for us already over here. Instead of sending her to address the nation, you and Mr. Ambassador Mike Waltz, y'all should have addressed the nation. It would have looked better coming from the government. I'm just saying. She did a phenomenal job. I watched her address. She did a phenomenal job. You could tell she was a little nervous at first, but she admitted that on her own. You could tell that she was a little nervous at first. But once she got into talking about it, she got to really opening up. Like a lot of people think that not that the whole industry in a whole um believes in what they believe in. There are Christians out here that are very in tune with our faith. We are very in tune with the Creator that gave us life, that gave us breath, that gave us air. We are the voice to the voiceless. So I commend her for getting up there doing what she did. I just personally, on a personal avenue, feel like it would have been better if it had been coming from the president. You say, Mr. Trump, that you're for the American people. Well, that American people looks like everybody. Right now, you're already looking like the bad guy to minorities. And even if you aren't racist, on the rare chance that you aren't racist, because I don't understand how you could be racist and you come from Russia, but whatever, I digress. Because Hitler was racist and he came from Germany. So I digress. I don't understand how you could be, because your wife is not a native. You're not a native. Your kids are barely natives. But if you're gonna stand behind the American people as our freaking president and scream every time you turn around, "You're the president. You're the president. You're the president," my nigga, I'm gonna need you to start acting like the fucking president. Because she shouldn't have been addressing the nation. You should have been addressing the nation. That's your job. That's what taxpayers are paying you to do. Even though you don't need the money, because you're coming from Trump Towers, and you don't necessarily need our finances to back you. You are still taking the taxpayer dollars who are employing you. Okay? So therefore, sir, your ass should have been over here goddamn addressing this motherfucking nation. She did a beautiful job. Don't get me wrong. I am a barb. So don't come for me, barbs, because I am a barb. She did a beautiful job with addressing the nation, and she looked elegant and classless while she was standing up there addressing us. It let me know that she was a true Christian because she spoke so eloquently. And she fought for what she believed in, because she doesn't believe like I believe that you should be out here being slaughtered for your faith. But at the same time, while she was standing up there addressing the nation, which made history in its entirety, because not only is she the first black female rapper to address the nation, she's the first rapper ever to address the United Nations. But at the same time, y'all should have been standing right there while she was addressing the nation. You should address that with us. I'm just saying. I just feel like if you don't address the nation, then it should be a nation in its whole, in its entirety. And I just feel like it should have been addressed by the president. That would have made it a look. That would have made it look a little bit better. It would have given us a little bit more context of where we stand in the American public's view and faces, it also would have made the American people look at you like an equal. Because right now we don't see you as our president, half of us. Because for half of us, you're not acting like our president. You're acting more like a dictator. No offense to you. So I just feel like in order to not come across like that, it would have been better if you, as our president, as the person that is supposed to be governing the American people, would have stood up there and came to it. That would have made me feel better. But I digress, Chad. Whatever, Mr. President. All right, y'all. Y'all know we got to get down to the last few topics. I'm saving Buncombe County for last because you know I got something to say on this. We gonna move on real quick to Cardi B, Offset, and Steffon Diggs, who congratulations are in order to them. Cardi B and Steffon Diggs welcomed their baby. And I would have been super excited for this if it hadn't been ruined by Offset. Offset, you ruined it for me. I'm gonna say allegedly, but you know, we know you saying it because it's coming from your accounts and we hear it from your own mouth. But we still gonna say allegedly over here the things people won't say. Cause I ain't got time for you trying to sue me later, child. You already looking for alimony and child support, child. Okay. Offset. Leave that girl and her baby alone. Child, leave that girl alone. Your ass know you tripping. Offset, you know you tripping, right? You, you are allegedly out here asking for a DNA test, bruh. For a baby that you know not yours. For a baby that the world know not yours. Now, granted, y'all did do the sneaky link, okay, before she met this man. Y'all did do it. So, at some point, I, 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 I got you. But you know damn well that this is not your baby because if this was your baby, that girl would have told you. Now I've said, baby, you know that she would have told you if this was your baby. And the fact that she ain't said nothing yet let you know that it's not. So for you to be over here claiming this polar baby, bro, what you got going on? From one person to another. I think you need to talk to a friend. And I'm gonna be your friend today. Granted, in the state of Georgia, if well, actually, this ain't just the state of Georgia, y'all. FYI, this is for most married couples out there in the world. This is more than just Georgia. If you are married and you have a baby outside of your marriage, and you are married when you conceive said baby, that baby belongs to your husband. They will not allow you in certain states to put the baby daddy's name on the birth certificate as long as you're still legally bound by that state. And sir, I feel like you knew that. Which is why you kept postponing the divorce, child. That is the reason why Mr. Offset, I feel like you postponed that divorce is because you knew that she could not legally put that boy name down on the birth certificate as long as you were still married to her. And you was already out here asking for child support and alimony payments and a house and some other stuff, child. I don't understand. Leave that girl alone. Bruh, come on now. If ain't nobody gonna say this to you, I'm gonna be your friend invisibly today, okay? Bro, leave that girl alone. Stop fucking with her. Cause you not making yourself look better. You just making yourself look like the asshole that the world think you are. Because you cheated on that girl I don't know how many times. Claimed that it was because she was working all the time and that you was at home with the kids all the time. Which we all know, bruh, it was because her career shot off more than yours. Even now, without the Migos, your career is still there, but it's not there, bruh. Come on. Somebody need to really tell you the truth. If ain't nobody else gonna be your friend, bruh, I'm gonna be your friend today on this microphone, child. Leave that girl alone, child. Because you are making yourself look like an asshole, bruh. You didn't want her when you had her. Or if you did want her, you did not appreciate or value her. You're like most men that get caught cheating that's got a little bit of money. You think that buying gifts and buying flowers and doing spontaneous things like re-proposing, doing goddamn concerts and shit was gonna make that girl forget about all the times that you was cheating on her. Bro, stop it. Bruh, you not looking manly at all, friend. You was not looking manly at all, child. You looking like a straight up bitch. And that's coming from a female, bruh. Stop. Now you want to claim the girl baby because you don't want to let her go. And I get it because sometimes you don't know what you missed until after you do what you did so many times and fucked it up. And now the shit over and you don't know how to take that shit. And that is really understandable. It really is understandable. But bruh, no, leave that girl alone. Somebody need to be your friend and just help you. Cause right now you looking like a straight savage. You over here asking for child support payments. You over here asking this girl for alimony support. We gonna say allegedly, cause I wasn't privy to your conversation with that. So I don't know for sure. All we can do is read what's in the blogs and what you done said on your post, child, and what you done said in these depositions, child. So we gonna say allegedly, bruh, but you allegedly looking like a straight jackass. Just saying. I'm just saying, bruh, you looking like a straight clown. Like you do not look very manly or masculine because masculine men know when they fucked up, they know when this shit over, and they know when to let go. And when that girl got pregnant by him, you were supposed to let go. If you thought that baby was yours for 1 second, first of all, we knew it wasn't yours because you was crashing out way too hard, way too hard. But if you thought that that baby was yours, then, bruh, you should have been tried for a DNA test when she was first pregnant. You could have settled that shit and went on. Ain't nobody waiting until that nobody had no damn baby to try to figure out if a baby there is. You would have been screaming that from the beginning. You was not. You was calling that girl all kinds of thoughts and hoes. You basically called her a bust down, bruh. A Tatiana. And now you gonna wait to now you wanna wait till that girl deliver her baby to be over here talking about how this baby is yours. Boy, stop. Boy, stop. Leave that girl and her baby alone, child. Alone. Because you ruined the moment for them. Right? Like, even if you felt some type of way personally, you should have never ruined the moment of two new parents because you know how it felt when you had culture, you know how it felt when you had wave, you know how it felt when you had blossom the new baby. Right? I get it. Your feelings was hurt. You thought that girl wasn't never gonna leave you. You thought you was gonna be out here being a thotty McThot, and she was never gonna go anywhere. And she showed you better than she could tell you. She decided that she didn't want to have to compete with other women every day. She didn't want to have to compete with motherfuckers catching you and finding you, the media, the blogs. She didn't want to have to deal with that shit. Which granted, allegedly, he ain't no better. Cardi. I'm gonna say allegedly, because allegedly these streets is out here talking, girl, about how he got another baby while you was pregnant, girl, girl. But we ain't on him today. Sir, you did all that shit to that girl in public and you kept buying flowers and cars, homes and gifts, islands and shit, thinking that shit was gonna hold over, bruh. Let me tell you something. As a person that has went through this with her children's father, we don't stay around forever. If you don't appreciate the value to a good woman, let that woman go and let the next man that's gonna appreciate her value. Like, what is you holding on for? You wasn't appreciating it. She gonna take you back, sir, and then you gonna turn around and do what? The same thing. You gonna cheat on her again? I'm just saying. Just saying. She gonna take you back over a few flowers, a car, clothes, jewelry, purses, because that's what y'all do. You buy the good gifts as your apology gift. You're gonna be good for like a couple of weeks to a couple of months. And then you're gonna be right back out in them streets doing you. And then you're gonna expect her to keep taking it and keep taking it. Keep getting the gifts. Ain't nobody about to keep doing that. If you don't appreciate your woman when you have her, then that is on you. Bruh, stop crying. And you need some real friends in your life. Cause a real friend should tell you this. Ain't no way your real friends ain't telling you this for real. And if they are, you must not be listening. You can't be listening. Because you need to be listening. This is ridiculous. Now you want to take the joy of having a baby with her child's father away from them because you upset hurting in your feelings. No, we not doing that. You got to look at this logically and for real. And I know that you might feel some type of way, sir, and you might want her back. We all got it. The world got it. But at this point, the way you went about it, it killed any hope that she would have had of taking you back truthfully. Like you literally killed that hope of a dream because you've been acting so crazy. Why would I take you back and you've been out here making me look like a clown and acting like a clown? Mm-mm. Bruh, at this point, be the best co-parenting that you can with her. Raise your three kids that you got with her. And just love her from a distance. And then if it doesn't work out with her and Steffon Diggs, and she decides that she want to give you another chance, make sure that when she give you that next chance, bro, you just do right. But the way you crashing out, the way you asking that girl for alimony and child support allegedly, the way you out here allegedly claiming that girl a baby child, that is not gonna make this girl want to do nothing with you. It's gonna make her run for the hills because you looking like a clown. And not manly at all, child. Just man. Y'all be crying about these girls, child. After you done fucked them over so many motherfucking times, now you want to cry. No, you got listen to me. This is free game and free advice for the not only the fellas, but for the women too, because women do this shit too. It ain't just men. Women do this type of shit too, bruh. Let me be very clear. If you have somebody that you really care about and you really in love with them in the moment that you in love with them, even if you don't think that you love them as much, you need to reevaluate that and find out before you fuck up your situation. Cause the more you keep fucking around on a bitch or a nigga, and the more they take you back and apologize, they take the gifts back and apologize, and you keep doing the same shit, ain't nobody about to stay with that. We in 2025, going into 2026. It's about love, peace, and happiness. And if you cannot fulfill my peace, my love, or my happiness, then please get out my motherfucking way and let the next nigga that's gonna motherfucking love, appreciate, and value me, let him value me. Why you holding me back? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen to me. Let it go. Bruh, enjoy Let it go. It was time past tense, time gone. All right, y'all. I'm getting down to my last one. Yeah, I had to do my happy dance because, yeah, sitting in this chair for so long, child, make my ass hurt a little bit. And I got a lot of it in, so it's a lot that hurt. All right, this last one is for Asheville, North Carolina. Y'all know I'm always down to rock with y'all. So this last one is for you guys. And I got something to say because I live here, y'all. You know, I bounce between here and Atlanta a lot. I love my mountains. I grew up with a lot of people up here from high school and middle school on up. And so I love the mountains off and on. I've lived here off and on since probably like going into the seventh grade. I don't even know how to begin because for those that don't know Asheville, North Carolina, and what I'm about to say, we've had several issues inside of our police department to the point where the police department has been sued several times because you had a guy that was beat up very badly by the police for jaywalking. We had another incident where a man was shot and gunned down towards Hendersonville a little um for just reaching for his phone and inhaler. We've we've had several incidents where our DAs was corrupt and they went to prison. We've had a sheriff officer and chief of police be corrupt where he is now in prison. Poor Bobby. Okay. And this one, next one, I don't know, Asheville, if I trust our police department anymore, truthfully. And this is no disrespect to the police department because there are some good officers inside of the police department. But I don't know if I trust y'all no more. Because listen to me, it's already bad enough when the DAs are corrupt, and we have to deal with that. And we have to put that on. That's national news. Then we have a sheriff officer that is supposed to be our chief of police. He go down for fraud, tax evasion, all type of other stuff. Okay, and I ain't gotta say allegedly because you can look all this stuff up. Now, November 27th of 2025. The police became aware of a recent arrest involving one of our detention center officers. Our sheriff, Mr. Quentin Miller, which I got some stuff to say about you, because you know you was my resource officer at school, child, uh, is working in his commitment to transparency, integrity, service, and keeping the trust of the community, which if we believed y'all, this would be a great notion. Buncombe County Detention Facility Officer Travis Williams was arrested on Tuesday and charged with assault on a female. He was put on administrative leave and internal review of the allegations. The police is writing statements saying that everyone is expected to live up to the highest standards on and off the clock. Y'all, I'm asking the American public, is this true? Not just for Buncombe County, but I mean for every county that we live in here. Because I don't think it's true. Because if you Google Buncombe County police and corruption, the articles that come up is ridiculous. Like, I just want y'all to know. It's a beautiful city. Love the sentiment. But I think y'all full of you know what. Because you say that y'all believe in transparency and holding everyone accountable. But my question to the Buncombe County Police Department is why does this department keep having the same issue? Like, thank you for telling us that the boy is going down for assault on a female because we've had several incidents in our city with domestic violence, with deaths of the females, deaths of their babies and their children. It's been a known fact since I moved here. I had a friend, and we're not going to call her name. You will read about her at one point in my book, but I will not call her name. Anybody in the city that know, they will know what I'm talking about. We had a young lady when I was in school, probably like in the ninth grade, 10th grade. I had just moved to Asheville, back to Asheville High. And her siblings, and the mama was stabbed to death in one of our projects, our housing projects. We've had another young lady also killed due to gun violence. There have been so many female assaults on the Buncombe County side. I know this happens everywhere I do, but as a person that lives in your city, you'll understand where I'm coming from because you'll know that it happens in your city. And so the fact that y'all are taking it serious, I commend the Buncombe County Police Department for that. Because we got too many females out here dying due to gun violence, being stabbed, fatal attraction, lover don't want you no more. Now he wanna stab you and the baby. All type of shit, child. We done went through the ringer of the ringer up here in this city. What it makes me mad for is how long was y'all aware of this assault before you told us? And you say full transparency, but your full transparency isn't full transparency because he wasn't immediately fired. He like even if you had enough evidence to arrest him, then that means you had enough evidence to fire him. Y'all want to restore the faith in our judicial system in Buncombe County, where it's a mixed variety of everyone that lives here, then you need to start restoring the faith. Why is he just on suspension? This man should be fired. Like you should, if you get an assault charge, you are automatically terminated because you know what we done been through in Buncombe County. You know how we done had to fight in Buncombe County for the things that we done been through. So the fact that you allowing this person to even have any type of job to come back to on administrative leave until internal revenue, no. You know what that suggests to me? That you're gonna suspend him from your department and you're going to make it subject for him to be able to go to another department. And that is what is wrong with the corruption of the police department. Is because when somebody does something in one department, instead of y'all firing them wholeheartedly, you put them on suspension, call it internal revenue, and then they might just can't work for that precinct no more. Then you shift them off with full recommendations to another precinct, and you let that same officer do it again. No, he should have been fired. If you're gonna be out here assaulting, because what happens if he is out on the job and a female says something to him he don't like? He just gonna hit the arrestee. Y'all are just gonna give him the chance to assault another one while he's out on patrol this time. Cause y'all, and then that's another part about the transparency. You don't say if this was off the clock. You don't say if it was on the clock. You don't say nothing. You make this little statement talking about everybody is supposed to uphold the law whether they on or off the clock, but you don't actually say if the boy was at work when he was assaulting this female, because that makes a difference. That puts some stuff in some content. That makes a difference. It does. It makes a big old difference when you're saying it the way you're saying it. So if he's gonna be going down for assault, I want to know if he was on the clock when he assaulted that girl. Because if that makes sense, that means when I get arrested for whatever charge or crime or whatever, and I say something to this officer he don't like, he gonna hit me. And y'all just gonna suspend him again. And if he was off the clock, that makes it worse because that's also something that the public should know. We should also know if he is out here assaulting females on his own free government time. No, if you're gonna give me full transparency, then I need full transparency. And full transparency means you're gonna say the whole detail. So I need a breaking news story or something. And then, Mr. Miller, I commend you because one thing I will say about you, even though we didn't get along as being a resource officer, that's just because I was hard headed and pig headed and I was doing a lot of things I wasn't supposed to do. So we ain't necessarily get along too often. But Mr. Miller, you're supposed to be upholding the justice. And you are saying as our new police chief. Because our last one went to jail, child. He went to prison. We already got trust issues with the police chief. You got to think, Bobby Medford went to prison. That was a big news scandal all through Buncombe County. He was our police chief, and the nigga went to jail for racketeering, money laundering. Okay, we had a DA, listen, Miss Moore. Okay, we had a DA that was more crooked than anything. He was supplying the city with drugs and then locking up the drug dealers that you were supplying the drugs to because they didn't want to work undercover for you. No, we ain't finna sit here now. We ain't finna sit here and like y'all. We ain't finna sit here and pretend like the police force has been on the up and up this whole time, and you're out here trying to make changes. I commend you for trying to make changes, Quentin Miller. I really do. You know, that's why you was voted in because you was a good resource officer at Asheville High. You know, everybody assumed that you would get in here and corruption would stop because of everything we went through. But we not finna sit here and act like over 200 and some thousand pieces of evidence didn't come up out of the police locker missing. We still ain't heard nothing about where the evidence went. I mean, we know where it went because so many people got free. We know they took it to cover behinds and all kinds of stuff. We like Buncombe County ain't stupid. We knew what was going on. All the niggas in the hood knew what happened when the evidence got missing and niggas was coming home from prison because they evidence that came up missing. Charges, including my own, got dropped because evidence came up missing. Child, we was not arguing with you, okay, about stealing nothing. Because some of us needed it a lot more than others because we was looking at it, okay? But at the same time, all of the corruption that has surrounded the police force is making your whole police force look bad. Y'all are revamping it where y'all are coming to the hoods and, you know, allowing us to do like different little community get togethers. You know, shout out to the officers and chief over there in Oakley that helped a friend out during my Easter egg event and extravaganza for the kids. You know, not only did you let me host it right there, knowing that I was bringing up a celebrity DJ and I was bringing up a celebrity to it on 420, you gave us the right of way to smoke on the property because it was 420. Y'all looked the other way, even when the white folks came in and started trying to be a little racial and wanted to kick us off from the event and didn't want to, you know, enjoy the event type stuff. Y'all came over, made them go away and smooth it out, and we had no more issues for the rest of the night. You guys did look out. You do that in other neighborhoods like Hillcrest, Diva View, PVA. You know what I'm saying? Even when my brother threw the back to school backpack thing, y'all came through to the MLK Park. They gave away the shoes. The police was there. You kept it cordial. Even though there was people at that park smoking and surrounding the gate. Y'all stayed in y'all lane and you let everybody else stay in theirs. I commend y'all, but if you're going to say full transparency to us, then I needed to be full transparency because it's like we want to have faith in the police department. Not all of y'all, because we know some of y'all are racist. We know some of y'all are crooked. We know some of y'all don't like us for whatever your various reasons. You probably don't went to school with us. That was one of the whole sole purposes that you guys went out of the county and started recruiting police officers in other counties because the police officers up here were so corrupt. So I do see the change that y'all are trying to implement. We see it with y'all letting ICE and the people that was protesting the ICE, how they friendly protesting downtown on the Montfort Bridge and stuff. And excuse me, small talk. Them people that I seen last night on that goddamn Montford Bridge. You four people are fucking idiots. If you don't get your ass, you four people are fucking idiots. If you don't get your ass off the goddamn Montford Bridge, it was four of y'all with a goddamn banner looking crazy. Get your ass off our goddamn bridge. Go back downtown in front of the courthouse where you should be. Shit, we know ICE is in the city. Y'all, instead of protesting, get your ass the fuck up out the city. Crazy. I digress. I just had to say that. But back to the officers. We do know that y'all are trying. Not even just in Buncombe County, in North Carolina in a whole. Y'all are trying in Georgia. You're trying in Florida. Some of the northern states, some of the West Coast states. We get it. We see y'all implementing, whether it's dancing with us or, buying lemonade from the kids in the neighborhood or making little dorky videos with the kids, or the adults or whatever. We get it. We see that y'all are trying to implement a change that we do need so brightly in the world. But full transparency also means full transparency. If you're sitting there and you're saying that you gonna give us full transparency, then I'm gonna need some full transparency because that literally means that you should have said more details than you gave us. You should hold a more of a press conference than what you did. And you also need to reinforce to fire him because instead of letting officers feel like they can get away with it, they need to be fired and they need to be blacklisted from any other precinct because that is literally the only way that you're going to weed out all of the racist cops, all of the bad cops, and all of the cops that are in it for just a paycheck and they don't have no sympathy, they ain't got no empathy, they ain't got no nothing. If y'all keep bouncing them from precinct to precinct, you're basically condoning their behavior. You're just saying, hey, we not gonna watch it in our precinct. But you can go, feel free to go over here to this precinct and we ain't got no issue. But y'all need to be able to say, hey, no, this is not okay. We do not accept this. If this is the kind of officer you are, you need not be a police officer. That is the only way that you're going to get cops in the precincts that are actually not only up and up, but you'll see a lot more changes in the neighborhoods and implements of the things that you want in the neighborhoods from the neighborhood people when you start showing us that our lives matter just like we know that your lives matter. And with that being said, y'all know it's been fun today. We done talked about a little bit of everything, child. But y'all know I usually do this at 2 o'clock. Today I had to do it a little bit later because, as you can see, it was the Thanksgiving holiday. Y'all had to get back to the studio in order to live mic it because we're going to try to do a little bit of live feeds from now on and not just the physical recording so you can see and here at the same time. So I've had a bit of a busy day. I actually should have been in South Carolina like 3, 4 hours ago, but I digress, y'all. Y'all know that your girl be on the move, so it'd be a lot. But it's worth it for all of my Colalites and all of my peoples in the universe and everybody that is under the sound of my voice that listens to me, us over here always keep it real, and we're always gonna be honest and blunt about everything, including past, future, and present mistakes that I make in my life, child. 'Cause it's a lot. Y'all ain't even hit the iceberg yet. It's so much more to my life that you guys will find out over time as the podcast gets to progressing, as the things get to moving forward. You guys will know more of my history as the books come out, as the documentaries come out. There are things that you guys will know about me because I am an open book at this point. But y'all know my saying. You know my saying. You know my saying. You know my saying. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we out.